All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So the Jets have a major opportunity this Sunday at 1 o'clock against the Atlanta Falcons, right? This is a team that's below 500. They're not as, good. They're not as talented as, some of the teams that the Jets have played in the last month. And, as we all know, the Jets have been on a month-long losing streak. They've lost 4 straight games. And even if you want to rewind a week prior, that Giants game was really, really unimpressive, offensively speaking. Of course, I have really no problems with the defense, with special teams. My issues with this football team are with management, how they operate, as well as offensive, the offensive side of the football here. But in any case, the Atlanta Falcons are a team that's below 500. I think this game is winnable. This is a huge, huge opportunity for the Jets, for Hackett, to flip the script, to turn the tables on the offensive struggles that we've seen so far this season. And it sucks to say it, but I can't even say this is a bounce back game. This is a game to get back on track. Why? Because we were never on track. The offense has been just, God, I hate to say it, it's been a joke since the beginning. Like, we literally have division rivals, 2 separate teams here in the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins, trolling the Jets, right? Doing the Quinn Williams sack dance, not even just taking the ball into the end zone when, they have opportunities to score. They're running, horizontally on the goal line. We have Mike McDaniel trolling Jets fans, from the sideline. It's just, we have Tony Gonzalez, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and, Richard Sherman literally laughing at the Jets offense before the game even starts. So I'm just, I'm at the point we need to see something differently. Even if the Jets have packed it in, even if, they're so, they're everybody's focused on 2024. I think that's the wrong idea here. I mean, this is the NFL. This is a professional football organization here. We're just mailing it in this season. It's a great message to send to the defensive players. It's a great mindset to have when we take a look at some of the Jets core players who are pretty much all outside of Quinn Williams on their rookie contracts. Think of Breece Hall, think of Garrett Wilson, think of Sauce Gardner, think of AVT. These guys, it's just another year wasted, another cheap year wasted with them on the books. But again, this Sunday, the optimistic Jet fan in me is saying, okay, well, hopefully we see something. Hopefully we can turn it around. But Nathaniel Hackett just wrapped up a press conference, and I got to say, I'm just, I'm looking at some of these comments, and it just drives me up a wall, and I don't want this to be a witch hunt against Nathaniel Hackett. I really don't, but I don't think it's a coincidence that literally every single position on this Jets offense is underperforming. Literally every one. Tackle, guard, center, wide receiver, running back, quarterback, tight end. Can we think of one player, maybe Mekhi Becton before he got hurt, maybe Tyler Conklin, that's performing as advertised? Everybody else, to me at least, of course, AVT before his injury, everybody is either barely playing to where we think they should be at or below. That's a problem. Is it also a coincidence why Nathaniel Hackett got fired not even one full season into a multi-year contract with the Denver Broncos? Because pretty much we saw the same issues there. Zero accountability. And it's just, again, I'm at my wit's end with the offense. But anyway, here are some of the comments that Nathaniel Hackett had. His first, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. He said, regardless of what play it is, we have to execute better. And we have to come up with better plays, unfortunately. Some of the things have not worked. It's frustrating. I understand meeting in front of the media and having to deal with that and answer questions and be respectful. You don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But one thing, I've kind of been talking, me and Tyson have been talking about, on the podcast episodes, when is somebody going to slam their fist down on the table and say, you know what, this is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. Again, being laughed at by commentators before the game even starts, and then to proceed to roll out there and once again look horrible, to get laughed off the field by divisional rivals. It's just embarrassing. No Jet fan enjoys this. At what point is somebody going to get fed up and frustrated and say, no, this is, you know what? this is on me. I got to turn this thing around. I got to do a better job of calling plays. I have to do a better job of getting these players in a better position to have success. This is my offense. Solid doesn't help out with pretty much anything offensively. It's up to me. I am fixing it. Not, we need to execute better. Of course, every play pretty much that doesn't work out, we got to execute better. We have to have better execution. Everybody knows this. But to come out and say it's just, like he says, in his words, it's frustrating. Another comment, sometimes it's experimenting with too many new things or trying to take too many shots. Sometimes you just have to let them go out there and play. I mean, the Jets are throwing the ball literally 65% of the time. That's third in the National Football League. They're averaging 4.9 yards per pass. That's 31st in the National Football League. 166 passing yards per game. Again, 31st. So we're throwing it like crazy. Top 3 in the league, but we have bottom 2 production. With what, under 5 yards per pass? What do you like? I can't even think of a time where the Jets threw the ball deep, excluding the Hail Mary, which somehow resulted in points for the defense. I'm talking before, the halftime of the Dolphins game. What do you mean we're taking too many shots here? I would argue we're not taking enough shots. So, there's so much talk about Aaron Rodgers coming back and whatnot. But the reality is there's so many problems here on the offensive line. There's so many problems with, receivers dropping passes and just, injuries all around and play calls and system and maybe game planning and how to attack a defense. I think the one thing that kind of gets lost in everything is if you honestly put yourself in the shoes, like just take 5 minutes and put yourself in the shoes of an opposing defensive coordinator. And you're lining up against whoever it is, Tim Boyle, Zach Wilson, Hackett's calling the plays. They don't really, are you really that scared that they're going to throw the ball deep? No. Why? Because they don't try it. There's been no success there all year. They don't really have a lot of speed offensively. Everything is pretty much within a 15-yard rectangle. So, again, if you're a defensive coordinator, how are you... Like right off the bat, you're playing with an edge. You're coaching with an edge because they're not going to, they have nobody to take the top off the defense. They won't even attempt it. Safeties, positions that process information extremely well, at the NFL level here. They know, they're watching film on this offense week after week after week. They don't push the ball. So in other words, they can play on their toes a little bit. They're not worried about, they're not playing on their heels. They're not playing scared. They're not playing with this mindset of, okay, we have to always keep one guy back because they really can beat us deep. If there's any explosive plays, it's coming off of a Breece Hall explosive screen pass or a run where he, can get through the second, that second level of the defense, or it's Garrett Wilson on, a short reception, intermediate reception, and then a guy fails to make a tackle or Wilson puts a move on a guy. But as far as launching the ball deep, 40, 50-yard explosive plays, it's just not there at all. And it's not just me saying that from just watching this football team. The statistics back it up. Again, 4.9 yards per pass, 166 passing yards per game. Both statistics, 31st in the National Football League, despite throwing it third in the NFL. Or throwing the football top 3. I mean, that's... So, what does that also translate to? It translates to a lot of incompletions, a lot of clock stoppages. Time of possession is probably going down. Why? Because the clock is not ticking, because you're not, there's so many dead balls. There's so many passes where it's either being thrown away, or dropped, or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I'm just not really understanding these comments here. Again, I don't want it to sound like a witch hunt against Nathaniel Hackett, but again, I just don't think it's a coincidence that pretty much 90% of the entire offense is disappointing. Regressing is too strong a word, but I'm just at my wit's end with the offense. But again, this Sunday, I'm going to keep on saying it, this Sunday, it's just another opportunity. hopefully we can turn it around. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on these comments. Can't wait to hear them. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Jets.